I can't count. Good evening.
We're here.
Oh, hi.
It's not for everybody.
Whoa.
3, 1, 2.
Number 2 is overrated. And I hope everybody got a good look at my head.
Pro
All right, hi.
Meanwhile, I'm just staring off into space
Whatever.
like, what's going on?
We all.
Oh my god.
Hey, but the fact that we're all here is an accomplishment.
It is.
Welcome to Reality Break,
Exactly.
where we take a break from the real world and play some D&D. And sorry for the little bit of a slow start tonight. As last week, I keep saying last night every time. Last week, a couple of us were not running on all cylinders, and this week, again, some of us are getting over illnesses and the stuff like that. So, as I'm sure everyone else in the real world is going through their holiday germs and such, as well as holiday plans. A quick announcement that Reality Break tonight will be our last on-campaign stream for the year of 2022. Where the heck did the year go?
Right.
We will come back.
I'm in fun.
Yeah, we will have our schedule, our start date and all of that information posted up before the end of the year for you. We will run some streams. Keep your eye out on Tuesday nights for quick off-campaign streams. And we will also have the Break Room Discord ready by the end of the year for you as well. And I think that somebody just a few minutes ago was talking to me about how much they love clips.
Oh, I think that was Tony.
It was Tony, wasn't it?
It was me, yes. So, I need somebody to give me a state and give me... No, I'm kidding. Because this is a bit now. According to our wonderful DM, the clips is a bit. Alright, so, I personally am a fan of clips. And here's why I'm a fan of clips. They capture memorable moments, whether those memories are funny memories, whether they're emotional memories, whether they're serious memories. They're fun memories. They're memories that are captured forever on the interwebs. And you can be a part of the journey, and you can be a part of the memories by helping us with some clips.
Yeah.
We use them to filter through TikTok. Not filter through TikTok. We put them on TikTok. We use them to go back and go, haha, I remember that time Bill farted on D. That was great. Or no,
it was
D
the other way
farted on
around.
Bill.
There you go.
Yeah. D farted on Bill. That was great. Fun times. So make sure if you see something funny, memorable, clip it. And then you can either keep the clip in existence or you can tag us on our Twitter at RealityBreak20 or our Instagram at RealityBreak20. Still working on our MySpace page, but we're getting there.
We will have it eventually. It's gonna
We
rock.
will. And then we'll have to figure out who our 8th friend is in our top 8.
It's gonna be a channel redemption, like VIP.
Probably.
Yeah.
For sure.
There we go.
So clip away, tag us, tag an individual person if you want. Our socials are on the homepage of our Twitch channel. So if you clip something of Bill being hilarious, make sure you tag him on it on Twitter. He will greatly appreciate it, and it will help us grow because we want to grow. We like where we're at, and we like where we're going, and we want you to help us get there.
Yeah.
So thank you in advance.
Well done, Tony.
We love you, Cleveland. We love you, Cleveland. Good night.
We're here all week.
Try the veal.
Thank you.
Only you can prevent forest
Seattle.
fires.
Only you can prevent firefighters.
Yes.
Hey,
We want those.
I do.
All right.
I really loved that clips bit, and I in no way meant that in a demeaning way. I think that's sort of becoming a thing for us, which is cool. I like it.
It is.
And a chatter, some guy named Jeff, had mentioned a really good point that what can someone do if they haven't been here, if they missed a session, if they weren't here, and they're not sure what's going on. Just so you know, we do try to do a brief recap of what has happened before and what happened last session at the beginning of every session. So long as we don't get sidetracked, which so far we're doing good. And so what I think that I will do a quick overview, and then if anyone has anything to add, go ahead. Last week, we actually were hoping, we should put that prediction back up, because we were hoping the party would make it to Freymore last week, but kind of on purpose because of real life circumstances, they did not. Our diligent adventurers traveled out of Hazelport after making a pretty good deal. Ashrin, I think, made a pretty good deal to get them a ride with someone who was on their way up to Freymore, who has been listening to Roland's stories, avid, like, just loves hearing it. And all was going well until a little after sundown, and you were really close to Freymore when shots rang out from the bushes. Ashrin actually kind of picked up on it right at the last second. And Dominic saw his first battle where much blood was spilled, mostly of horses and bandits. Epic
Yeah, I was
moves.
gonna think, did any of us get even hit?
Did anyone take damage?
No.
No,
No.
y'all cleaned them up. It was only, 5 bandits that you saw.
I mean, we're heroes.
Took them all out. One of them, I mean, it was gruesome. Just, and Ashrin sort of crippling people almost, like, making them not sure of themselves, almost seemed, with her magic, was really cool. And one of the bandits who you had decided to keep alive for questioning, who attempted to off himself with what seemed like a bottle of poison, but our resident paladin was able to lay his hands upon this bandit and remove the poison from his body just in time to save his life. Not sure if the bandit's thankful for that or not.
We'll
Because I
find
think
out.
he's unconscious, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And they had decided to bed down because the gentleman that owned the cart was really nervous, wanted the horses to get some rest after. Thankfully, Roland was able to bring the horse back to its feet and get both horses ready to get rested up for the night. Anything else the players would like to add?
We just did a long rest, right?
We did.
Yeah,
Did we do
yeah,
the watches?
yeah.
I think we did 2 of
Yeah,
them. Or
we did the
something,
watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we convinced Dominic and I convinced Ramasha that a deer is called a land herring.
Oh yes.
Not a deer. That was a
No,
rabbit.
it was
That's a herring. Is a bunny, and
No,
then
because the rabbit
Yeah.
was the unicorn. The rabbit was the
no.
unicorn.
The
was a
land
bunny.
herring was the rabbit. The unicorn was a deer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I wrote it down.
And Ashrin will probably have to help Ramasha out and correct that.
Or will she?
Eventually.
Tune in next time.
Dun 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 dun.
She's nice.
Oh wait, it is
Um,
next time.
And so Christy was
So
not
I-
with us last week. Roland did an excellent job playing Ashrin and the 2 characters. I feel like it's my children.
Take
the
a breath.
person over
Take a
there. I think that
Cycle
was really,
through all of our names.
Yeah, really well done. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the last thing that we had established was that me and Ashrin were gonna cover Last Watch.
Yep.
So don't need to do a lot with it, but if you're up for it, Ashrin, I do have like a little bit that I think we should do. Is that a no? Head no?
All right.
All right.
I'll do my
okay.
best.
Yeah. So all right. So I would say
It's,
okay,
I'm
so what I-
lagging, and so I'm saying yes.
Oh.
Okay. All right. That's not too bad yet. Well, I don't know. So I would say that when we are when we wake up and we're like sitting there, I don't really want to say
Ooh.
anything at first,
That
but
was really bad,
after-
actually.
Oh, is it that bad?
Maybe Dee or Tony should record in Discord instead of Kirsty.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the Discord
Maybe.
recording?
That might help.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
about
yeah.
5 or 6 seconds, I think.
Quick swap.
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. All right. Old folks.
Do. We'll run a raffle.
Let me know, and I'll stop.
Yeah,
All the
go ahead,
raffles.
because no one say anything really cool while she
There we go.
disconnects.
Okay.
Get in on that raffle if you can.
All right. There we go. All right, how's that? Check 1, 2. Mic check.
Sounding good. Oh, and yeah, we haven't done our one other quick thing of, hey folks, how does everything sound? Please let us know.
That's the other thing that we keep doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about my sucky internet.
No, we
It's all
feel for
right.
you.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Happens to the best of us. Honestly, I feel like
Okay.
a lot of. Oh yeah, I won the raffle.
Oh.
Good for you. All right. All right, you
I
ready?
don't feel like that was sincere.
It wasn't really.
Are you
Sorry.
The lag
Recording
is
time?
better. That. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. I think the lag is
Okay,
better.
then I'll stop. I don't know if it'll help,
Oh.
but
All right.
Just kidding.
I'm upset.
All right. So, all right.
it's a
So
little better, I
then,
think.
okay, cool. All right. So then we wake up and we're sitting there, and I wanted to say first off, be like, so that was your first fight there. How are you doing? How are you feeling, kiddo?
Tired, honestly.
No, it was me and Ashton. What are you doing? You're asleep.
Oh shit, my bad. You said kiddo. Well, I guess everybody's kiddo to you.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yo,
Have you
fart.
ever noticed
right,
one of
think it
my
went.
thing?
Or-
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have not noticed, one of my things is I call everybody kiddo, but not in a demeaning way. It's just where I call everybody.
All right, you didn't
calls
touch my butt,
everybody
so I know
kiddo.
you're not talking to me.
All right.
No more
So,
raffles.
what was that, Ashton? Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right. So, what was that, Ashton?
I just. I'm all right. I think it went all right. None of us got hurt. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I agree.
I feel bad for the horse, though.
Yeah. You know, I did the best I could with the other one, but you know, they targeted the animals first to make sure we didn't get away. I guess I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, that Dominic kid, I was very impressed with how well he held himself too. You know, I wasn't, a young kid like that, I wasn't expecting him to be able to get into the fray and, do as well as he did.
well, from what I understand, he's been traveling around quite a lot, so he has to have been able to hold his own a little bit. He certainly seems to know his way around the bow.
Yeah, that he does. So I wanted to make sure, because I know that your highness thing, I'm goofy with it, I know, but I know, but in all seriousness, like, I just want to remind you that, like, you're my friend, and I, like, put my hand over her shoulder. Actually, it's probably more like this. But, like, at this point, you're practically family, and I want to help you out as best as I can. I just want to make sure that you don't forget that.
I appreciate that, Roland. I really do. And I know you're just kidding. It's just a bit I just learned about this and I'm a bit uncomfortable with it still. I don't know what it means for me, so I don't
Right.
know how to react. And I
Right.
also don't know what other people are going to think if you start saying stuff like that. So we might need to, I don't know, maybe keep it quiet
Yeah,
until I
no,
can find out more anyway.
That's a good point. Yeah, when we get back on the road and all that, I'll keep the jokes to myself as best as I can. But I just want to make sure that you knew that I'm here for you no matter what. Now, let me.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
no
me
problem.
too, if you ever need anything. I don't know how much help I'll be, but
Oh, hey, if you can do anything like you just did now, you keep helping like that, you'll be a great, great help. Now, let me dust off your boots, Your Highness, because we can't be traipsing around in the mud. And I go down and I start wiping her boots off with my hands.
Oh my lord.
Oh God.
Come on.
All right. Unless you
Trying
got
to
anything
kick him
else.
away a little bit.
Ah.
So this is
All right,
also
so
the
besides
last
that-
part of the night, right? Into the morning.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
would be like, all right. Well, we should probably
Yeah.
start making some grub. What do you think? Should we feed the troops, as we used to say back in the day?
I think that would be a good idea.
All right.
Yeah, so, and sort of as you are finishing off your conversation, people start to stir around you in the, I don't know if I wrote down the guy's name that was with you. I thought I did, didn't I? Anyway.
I don't have it.
Tom Marcus.
Yeah!
Oh,
it's right
that
here.
guy.
Yep,
I thought
there
you
it
meant
is.
the one that we. No,
I
Thom.
literally just
Oh,
watched
yeah,
it.
it was
That's how I
spelled.
know.
It was spelled Tom.
Thom.
Yeah, or spelled
It's
Tom.
Thom.
It says
Yeah.
he says Tom though. Yes, there it is. I just found it. So yeah, Tom wakes up and he sort of rolls over and rubs the sleep out of his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, I can't believe we're alive. I really thought we were gonna die last night."
Oh, and I like, give him a smack on the shoulder, be like, oh, come on, with this adventuring group, you're as safe can be.
That was incredible. Speaking of which, and he's just like rubbing his head, thinking about the day before. Like, I can't believe the way that you guys worked together, and you just took him down like it was nothing.
Wow.
I have seen much worse.
Oh, yeah. You were on it. Oh, man, I never, ever want to get on your bad side.
A little scratch behind the ear goes a long way.
He, like, reaches out tentatively and, like, scratches your ear since you said that. So, breakfast is made, I assume, or rations or whatever, however you don't have any halflings. Wait. Yeah, no, he's a human.
No, but I mean, I feel like between myself and Dominic, we could probably scrounge up some kind of breakfast.
Yeah, or you probably have rations and stuff. I'm just saying, like as if you had a halfling with you, they would have been like, we have to stop and cook breakfast.
Yeah.
You're only, Tom's like, we're not that far out of Fraymore. We should be able to make it there right as soon as everyone else is waking up too, if we just pack it up and go.
Yeah. All right, I'll light breakfast then.
Who's where? Around the wagon, on the wagon, stuff like that.
I'm on the back of the wagon.
Yeah, I would assume I'm on my same perch at the front.
I'm on the wagon. I'm a cat.
I'm a cat.
I mean, if I fits, I sits.
Oh, I think Christy's frozen.
Oh no.
Either that or she's gotten really good at, like, freeze framing.
Christy, come back.
You can blame it all on the internet.
Oh.
We should all do the same exact look too.
All right, hold on.
Can we do that? Are we all the same? Are we all the same direction? I feel like
Hold on,
I'm,
hold on.
I'm
I got
in the
it.
wrong
Okay,
direction.
all right, I think you're good.
I don't think
Alright.
she knows she's frozen.
Oh,
No, I don't think she does.
Okay. So we will get moving, assuming everyone's on the wagon. Is anyone where's everyone? Where's the prisoner? And where's everyone in relation to that? So you said you're up front, Roland.
Yep,
Dominic.
I'm up front. Yep.
There she is.
Oh.
Okay. Whoa, let me
Oh.
switch to this. Does this help us? A little bit.
That was, oh my god,
Just
that was
until
really
she's
funny.
back.
Like,
Oh,
Hey, it worked.
nice.
hey, brilliant. Yeah, I would assume that the prisoner is like tied up, slapped into the middle of the cart. Would he be awake at this point? Because he would have slept off his poisonness.
Well,
Yes. He's sort of just laying there looking around.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
There she is.
There you are. Hi.
Welcome back.
Back and back.
This
Welcome
Discord-
back.
Completely quit on me. That was weird. I've never had that happen before.
Oh, that
So-
happened to me. Was it last week? The Discord just shut down.
It's happened a few times. I think to almost
Yeah.
all of us. So.
That's weird.
But what's really sad, Christy, is I don't think any of us really noticed because you've been like on the quieter side tonight
Yeah.
and with the
Yeah.
lag. That none of us noticed until we're like, "Where are you, Ashrin?"
yeah.
and so Ashrin, where would you
She's
like
not
to
responding.
be in relation to the prisoner on the and on the wagon?
Oh wait. Okay, there we go.
So we're climbing on the wagon. I'm sorry, I missed like.
Yeah,
A
basically,
little bit.
unless you want to role play out having a breakfast, everyone had a quick light breakfast. There's no halflings among you, so.
Eh.
And hop,
Everybody eats. Let's go.
Yeah, you're about an hour out of Fraymore at this point, and so
Yeah.
just wanting to figure
I mean,
out
anyway-
where everyone is and what they're paying attention to or what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we've got, just to make sure I understand, we've got one prisoner that we're like taking with us essentially.
We're actually bringing all of them with us, but the others are just bodies at this point. We're just one live prisoner.
You're bringing
Oh.
the bodies.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Yeah,
thought so.
we loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying
onto-
up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
You're dragging
Okay.
bodies down the road on your car.
We're not
We
dragging
made
them down
a-
the road. They're on
We
like
made a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just gonna leave them in the woods. Come on now.
That would have been
So
funny
are
if
you
we
gonna take
actually
them
had a
all the way to
barbarian.
Fraymore, or leave them like out of the woods but on the road?
Well, we were gonna.
No,
give
we're
them,
taking
like,
them with us. You
Okay.
said we're
Yeah.
only like an hour away.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
And we
What's
can
the
explain
connection?
because we've got the prisoner. We can be
Yeah.
like, these guys jumped us. Here's the
Okay.
prisoner that proved that they jumped us.
Yeah. That works for me.
We're not murder
Sure.
hobos.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Ashton will not be at the back of the wagon by the bodies. think
I
she'll
am
sit up
at the
on
back of the
front
wagon
with
by the body.
Tom.
Dominic's like,
That's
I killed that
nice!
That guy I killed. I remember shooting him.
That's my arrow wound, and that's my arrow wound.
That's right, because you shot two and
oh,
killed
did,
one.
yeah, did anyone, we probably won't directly track it, but if we ever get to a point where you are going to be pressed for supplies, we will track things like ammo and rations. So there will
Oh, I took my
occasionally-
arrows out of them.
Okay, well, you can get back up to half of them after a fight, usually.
Okay.
And then with like rations and stuff, sometimes it'll just be like, you know, whatever, and other times it'll be like, everyone make sure you are marking off your rations because you don't know the next time you're gonna get more or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, so we've got this fashioned sledge of bodies coming behind the cart. The horses now healed up and happy.
Well,
Just
the
sort
one
of
horse.
spooked. There were two. You know, so the other one didn't go down, or if it did, you got it right back up. But the one that
I
went
healed
down,
the one, but I thought the other one. I healed one up. I thought the other one was dead.
it wasn't hit with enough damage to kill it outright, so you were able to use a little bit of healing, and then it rested throughout the night. Oh, and yes, long rest, everyone. I don't know if you
Okay.
did that on your character
Okay.
sheet or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I
you
did.
were able to. That's
Okay.
why he wanted to sleep and rest was so that both horses could be at full
Okay.
capacity and safe for the morning.
Yeah, because that changes things. 'Cause I thought we only had one horse because one of them died and I healed the other. But if one of them, they're
you
both
healed the
alive
other one
and I healed
outside of
one.
combat to bring it back to life, basically, because it wasn't killed outright.
Oh, it wasn't dead. It was wounded.
Yeah,
so
it
they
was
must not have.
unconscious.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it was dead. If it hadn't, you know, if you
Yeah.
guys were just traveling, it would have been left for dead and it would have died. You know.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we're good.
Sorry. But yeah,
No, you're fine. It's all good.
You've got the two horses, big wagon, Roland sitting next to the driver. There's still probably enough room for one more person next to them. It would be squeezed at that point. And then you've got the big wagon with some stuff that's going to Fraymore and some empty sacks and barrels that are going to be filled in Fraymore, and yourselves and the one prisoner tied up laying in the wagon.
Gnarly.
Sweet deal.
All right.
Excellent.
I'm just kicking my feet off the end of the
Everybody.
I totally picture like Dominic with a stick, like poking the bodies.
God.
No, he's just
That's
somber,
like a 12-year-old thing, not a
sitting with his
15-year-old
bow.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, 50. He's like trying to be super serious, but inside he's still like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But he's trying to be cool.
That's it.
That's what I'm
exactly it.
imagining.
Yeah. No, it's. You're correct. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What do you want us to roll?
Well, I was gonna say that everyone can make a perception check, or more so, just is anyone wanting to interact or try to interact at all with the prisoner before you get there, or no?
I would certainly like to question him,
Sure.
just briefly, if nothing else.
I rolled a 22.
What are we rolling?
Perception check for while you're the hour spent up. What is your
Oh.
character? You know what I mean, like looking at, paying attention to, whatever.
Oh, like while we're getting like on the wagon and ready to go.
On the way.
Oh, on the way. Okay.
While we're going, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 7 on my perception check.
Wow.
But I think it's
rolled
because
a
I'm not paying
9
attention.
on my
to-
perception.
It's
By
those
the way, did
old
you
eyes
see that
compared
I-
to these young ones.
You should have, Christy. You need me to roll for you, so you just need
Oh,
to let me know because I did that last
yeah.
week and I was an awesome roller.
It's true.
I know. I saw.
So
I think
Dominic.
you rolled better than like any roll I've
Ooh,
made so
dirty
far.
20 in the chat. So Dominic, 22, you are literally able to, like you said, pick out every single arrow and then you remember every moment. You are just reliving this moment in your head, thinking about what happened and how everyone worked together and however you're feeling about that, like your feelings about that. You also spot a few rabbits on the side of the road. And,
You mean land herrings?
and if you decide to mention to Ramasha that there are land herrings on the side of the road. And other than that, Ramasha, where are you and what were you paying attention to or whatever?
I would say
I know you're on the wagon, but like where on the wagon type of thing.
Probably sitting across from the prisoner, and just kind of keeping an eye on the prisoner, and other times just kind of looking around, see if Ramasha can spot some unicorns and maybe some new animals.
All right. So you don't see any new animals that you have not yet seen, but you do also see the land herring that, or a couple of land herrings, just like Dominic had told you about yesterday. Also,
Young Dom, I see the herrings. There's herrings over there.
Oh, yeah, the land herrings. Yeah, I see them as well.
Do they taste like fish?
No, they it's like it's a bit like chicken, really.
Chicken.
so the prisoner, you
So
said you were
they
looking also at the
magic.
prisoner, is sitting there just dejectedly, not talk, like he's just kind of staring off, like just sitting there the whole ride, kind of bumping along with the wagon, just sitting, like looking just completely like resolved to his fate and not, yeah, he's sort of disassociating, looking like he's disassociating.
Make him associate.
All right. Well, I'm about to associate him to my fist. I'm kidding.
And
In these
Astrid,
games.
Astrid, you said you got a 9, right? And what had you been?
Yeah.
You said you're purposely not sitting near the back. So are you sitting up by Roland? Are you sitting on the wagon seat, still in the back of the wagon?
Yeah, I'm sitting up towards the front of the wagon, probably watching ahead just to see if anybody's coming or what the way
Okay.
looks like, if anything's changed since the last time I was this way, that sort of thing.
Okay. As far as you can tell, the road itself hasn't changed much, and there has not. All you see are some rabbits on the side of the road as well, and you hear Roland going on and on about some new stories that have been triggered. Right, talking to Tom about
Yeah.
more stuff on the way, or maybe not.
This battle reminds me of a time when I was in a traveling caravan. Let me tell you all about that.
And
Dominic
so-
is is kind of like leaning and listening, like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're taking me serious now, kiddo.
And so, Roland, you sitting up there, telling him your stories more and relating to last night's battle and how that's now got you thinking about before.
Yeah. But at some point, I do want to stop and question our new friend.
You want to hop out of the wagon seat while you're traveling and sort of just like go back and talk to him, or are you just gonna turn around?
Just wander back by him for a little bit.
All right. So you're gonna plop up next to Ramasha or something, and he doesn't react to anyone around him, like as far as like since no one has spoken directly to him.
Right. Well, I'm gonna sit next to him, not Ramasha.
Okay.
I'm just gonna plop down right next to him and be like, "Well, that was an event that happened last night, wasn't it, friend? You were looking for an easy score, I'm assuming?"
He has not looked up, has not reacted to your words. Hi, Loopy.
Look,
Your silence bothers me.
He looks at Ramasha and like gulps, but doesn't speak.
look. We can talk to the town guard and let them know what happened, or we can let them know a different set of events that happened that may involve you being dragged along against your will as opposed to being a willing participant, if you let us know what the plan was and who else you might be working with. It's up to you, friend.
Are you persuading or deceiving? Are you actually going to try to get him out of it if he gives you information?
I am trying to persuade him to talk to us, and if he talks to us, what he says may change what I would tell the town guard when we get there.
Okay, so make a persuasion check.
All right, come on. Come on. Six.
Okay, so he looks at you, looks back at Ramasha, sighs, and just looks away and doesn't say anything.
At this point, Ramasha is going to start sharpening his claws on the side of the wagon and just looking at them.
Are you trying to
Now-
intimidate him?
Almost sharp enough. Yes.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Ashrin's watching all this go down, by the way. She's turned around to watch.
13.
He looks at you. He says, "Just kill me."
Well,
In due time, my good friend.
hey. No, Ramasha. Ramasha, kiddo.
Ramasha, I think I might be able to help a little bit here. I'm going to sit down on his other side from Roland, and
He does
I'm just
not
going to put a
react when
hand
you
out
sit.
and touch his arm. And I'm going to cast or invoke Fey Presence. Your patron bestows upon you the ability to project the beguiling and fearsome presence of the Fey. As an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from you to make a wisdom saving throw against your warlock spell save DC, which I think is 13. Creatures that fail their saving throw are either charmed or frightened by you. Your choice until the end of your turn.
Okay, can you?
I'm gonna try to charm him.
Okay, you said 13. Wisdom saving
Yeah,
throw?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Wisdom saving throw 13. Yeah.
What happens if they pass the saving throw?
If they pass the saving throw, nothing happens.
Okay.
They just are not charmed by me.
Okay, so is there any light or does he feel anything?
It's up to you. That's an RPing thing.
Yeah, I'm asking Ashrin, like what
it
you're.
doesn't say. Oh, I would say he might feel like his arm where I touched it get a little warm.
Okay.
And if anybody was looking closely, there might be a little bit of like a glittery glow around the area, but it would be pretty faint, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
and then
watching
maybe
this.
like my eyes sparkle a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Ash,
Wait, within the 10 feet, does that mean I'd have to pass it?
And like the
she
toss
can
of the
choose.
hair.
I think she can choose to. So if
I
she
think it's
wants,
of
she
my
can make
choice.
you all do it. Might be one at a time, or is it any, or all? Is it any or all? Is the question actually.
It just says. It says you can cause each creature in a
Okay.
10-foot cube originating.
Can cause. Can
So
cause.
if
So
you
you don't.
want
So you don't
anyone
have
else
to.
to make
Can
the
cause.
save, go
So
ahead. But
I assume that means I could choose.
Yep.
I'm looking at you.
Like, we all love you.
Guy.
What are you, do,
The
what are you
others
doing
are
there?
already charmed by me.
So
All right, princess, knock it off.
so anyone who is looking at this happen, so would see the light,
That would be-
sort of glow in Ashton's eyes as she sits down next to the prisoner, and he flinches when you touch him. He doesn't react to you sitting down to him, next to him at all, just like he has been with everyone else. He's just sort of sitting there. But when your hand touches his arm, he flinches, and as the magic comes through, he sort of like shakes his arms really hard enough to get you to stop touching him, and he says, I told you, just kill me.
Well,
Sorry, he rolled.
and I'm gonna. It happens. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna look at Ashrin and be like, "Oh, that was pretty cool." In my head,
So
I'm like, "That was
failed
pretty cool."
or he passed the save then?
He passed by more than 5, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So at
Can
this point,
I-
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna try to do some sort of like cool athletics thing, if I'm allowed.
What
I'm
kind
gonna
of
dance
cool
for him.
athletics thing would you like to try to
That's
do?
it.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
so
do a
he's
cartwheel
behind
down.
me. I'm gonna do a cartwheel.
Okay,
Off the wagon and just roll. No, he's behind me, correct? Because
yeah.
I'm on the end of the.
Yeah,
Okay.
and well, since you're still paying attention to the bodies, hold on 1 second with that. Unless you're trying to do something to the bodies or whatever. Because if you're trying
No.
to get involved with him right now, just hold off.
Oh.
You're excited about the bodies and your kills. Ashton,
She
did
really
you
wanted to do a cartwheel.
have anything to say or do to his reaction to you?
That's it. Dance battle.
Oh,
Ashrin.
that's right. I probably said
No,
it
she's
too
not
fast.
frozen. She's just really focused.
Uh-oh.
Really
Do we have a
focused.
delay?
Or super laggy.
Or headphones
Ashrin.
dead?
Could be headphones dead.
No, she-
Oh, no,
Oh,
there we go.
It's laggy.
And now we're frozen.
Oh no.
Well,
Okay.
while she's
All right,
frozen,
you can tell me what you
my
wanted to do. Yeah.
okay, because mine was actually reacting to what he said to her.
Because you would have heard them say, yeah, just kill me. Okay.
Yeah. So, I am going to basically somersault backwards to where, because he's laying down, correct?
The way that everyone has talked of this, it sounds like he's sitting up with
Yeah, I thought he
Ashton on
was.
one side and
I
Roland
said
on the
laying
other.
down
It's fine.
because.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Okay.
laying down
Another
because he was
move us to
unconscious,
this,
but
right?
I remembered. Oh yeah, he'd probably be conscious. So yeah,
Oh,
he's.
there
Okay.
she is.
Oh,
Yes.
hey!
Hey!
So,
back.
Christy, she's going to explain what she was going to do since we lost you, and then I was asking if
I'm
Ashton
back.
was going
Hello.
to say or do anything
That was
in
really
response
weird.
to that in 1 second.
Okay, so I am going to basically flip around and land in his lap and pull my dagger out to his throat.
Okay, so let's do acrobatics.
Yeah, not athletics.
Damn.
17.
Okay, so you flip around. So everybody sees Dominic sort of react to how aggressively this guy reacted to Ashrin, and flip around backwards and sort of, you said like sort of grapple him with your legs and pull out your dagger.
No, I'm gonna basically like I'd be straddling his legs basically.
Okay, all right. So he's
But
sat
like,
on
because
him or
he's
whatever.
tied up.
Yep.
But then I'm just gonna hold my dagger to his throat and
Okay.
just say, answer the questions.
And Ashrin, do you have anything to say or do in reaction to the prisoner's response to you, or to what just happened now?
To the prisoner's response, I would say, we're not going to hurt you. Don't worry about that. We're not going to kill you. It's the town. You're just taking you to the town. He'll catch up eventually. And I don't really
Dominic
have a
flips
reaction
on
to
him
the other.
and then-
I just
As I say, and then
surprised.
Dominic, we're not going to kill you. Dominic shoves a dagger to his throat.
Yeah, answer the questions. So
Yeah,
to Dominic,
basically.
also make an intimidation check.
Okay. I haven't rolled for that one yet. Let's
Are
see
you
how
super
intimidating I can be.
Are you intimidating?
You should have done a voice.
20! Yeah! So that'll be a
20 in the
25.
Okay. So
Nice.
5?
Yeah, my intimidation is 5.
So-
Plus 5.
he's
You're that charismatic? Wow.
super startled by this quick move from this little kid who he was is now thinking he might
Little
have
kid that's like
underestimated.
6'4".
Yeah, sitting on his lap with a knife to his throat, and he's instant like the color drains from his face, and he's just looking you in the eyes, and he's like, "I will die before I speak a word, and they'll kill me anyway." And he just is
Ooh.
just looking at you terrified.
Who is they?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't want to make 1,000 checks here, but he doesn't immediately respond to that question.
They're going to kill you anyway. The very best you can do is tell us who they are, and maybe we can avenge your death.
He's got a point.
All right. Let's pump the brakes here a little bit. Let's pump the brakes. Roll in
What
the good
is a
cop.
break?
Roll. Fair. No, wagons. Well, some wagons might have a hand brake.
Yeah.
Yeah, some wagons
Anyway.
might have a handbrake. Anyway, Roland the good cop comes in and said, "Now, settle down, settle." I tell you, these and like I'm like talking to the guy, and I'm like, I tell you, these kiddos get into one fight and they feel like they want to kill everything. Now, let's not worry about the consequences right now. Let's just worry about information you're gonna give us now, and what we can do to help alleviate your potential future situation as much as we can.
You can't save me.
I
And
didn't say
will-
save.
And I will die before I speak a word. I will die before I speak a word of that. Sorry. And I will die either way at this point. Why did I shouldn't I shouldn't even still be here.
I'm gonna
Well, go ahead.
pipe up at this point. I'm just gonna kind of
I was
look
never
around and
supposed to
just
be here today.
there's some sudden realization that just popped into Ramash's mind. It's just like, ooh, are you a slave?
He says, he's like, no, I'm not a slave.
You are not under the employment of slavers.
He just sort of looks confused. I take that back. He didn't say anything. He's just been like shaking his head, looking confused. He's not supposed to be talking much. So this has been
Never mind. Do it.
a good 10, 15 minutes or so, and Tom's like,
Yeah.
hey, is everything okay? We don't really need to have any more problems. As he's, you know.
No. Yeah. No. Don't worry about it, Tom. We're just having a conversation with our new friend here. We'll be all right. How much further you think we got at this point?
We should be there in, I don't know, half hour, a little more.
All right.
Little good.
All right. So at this point, this is my last attempt. So at this point, I'm gonna say, look.
Is Dominic
Friend.
still on top of him?
Yup.
All right. So at this point, I'm like, look, friend. We got about another half hour before we get to town, and your fate is put in somebody else's hands. Now they're gonna ask what happened, and we can either tell them what happened, or we can tell them something that will make things easier for you. This is your last chance to come as clean as you can, and give us something to work with.
He just stares at you. No, he stares, past Dominic at you.
All right.
And pushes his neck
don't know if
against Dominic's dagger.
Dominic does not flinch.
All right. And I'm gonna take my arm and push it down. Oh, bye, Christy. I'm
Push
gonna
what
take my
down?
your
Okay.
arm, the arm with the dagger on it.
That's cute.
Oh, hi, you're back.
you
Yeah.
gonna
So at this
resist
point,
him?
I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
All of our combat's been between our characters. This would be a strength check.
All right. Oh, you're gonna win that probably.
I don't know. I didn't win the last one.
I'm pretty strong, but I'm not
Christy.
as strong as you are. All right, strength versus strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, why don't you roll the right one? There you go. Yeah, barf.
This is a very 15-year-old move.
I'll just say no.
Why? What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6 plus a 3 for a 9, which is your modifier. So, oh wait, no,
I
not
rolled
for
an
strength.
8.
Wait, no. She can't have more than a +4 for her modifier.
Yeah.
Mine is +6, but I rolled a 2, so I had 8. You did technically win.
I beat you because I rolled a 6 plus 3 for 9.
Look at that.
Math.
So just barely.
You said you roll. I'm sorry. You said you rolled an 8, and I said I rolled a 6 plus 3. So I got confused.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So wait, so
My
just
bad.
barely.
Yeah, okay.
So you feel pressure on your arm gently, but you are in control of what's happening with your dagger.
Yeah.
Also, you can,
And
if you'd like to try to make a persuasion check, Roland, you can as well.
To him
D-
or to
To Dominic and D, you can privately
Dominic.
you can make your own check as far as to decide whether you're gonna listen to Roland since things went so well with him last night.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I guess I'll do a persuasion and I'll take my arm down and say, kiddo, we don't need to be doing this. All right. We don't need to be doing this.
We love you, Christy.
Oh my Lanta! I'm gonna stop rolling on D&D Beyond.
Yeah. You should.
1? Oh no.
Oh
15.
no, not
Get
one.
wrecked.
So
No.
I'm still pushing your arm down. It's
Yeah.
up to you as to whether you're listening to
I'm
me or
gonna
not.
say, listen, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt anybody, but we need something to go off of, even if it's where you don't want to go, because we could technically let you go. If this is where you want to be, that's fine, but we need to know something, even if it's just to avoid whatever it is that you're clearly afraid of because you want to die from it. So we need some sort of answer.
nice speech out of character. In character, the guy is
15-year-old.
The guy's like, you haven't seen much of the world, kid. I can tell you that you'll catch a lot more flies with honey than you will with vinegar.
I've seen more of the world than you know.
Everyone always
And I just
has.
stare him down. I'm still intimidating!
All of us look at Dominic at that point and go,
I've seen my fair share
Of this road.
He goes, he says, if you've seen so
I mean,
much of the world, why are y'all surprised that
Technically,
you
he's
saw
seen more
some
of the world than I
bandits?
have.
No one's surprised that
we
we
are
saw
not
bandits.
surprised to see bandits. We're surprised that you bothered to attack us.
Bandits never
It's
know.
really-
They're never, it's never sure.
You
The people
do
you
not
go
know who
after,
you are.
sometimes it's the wrong one. Usually you
None
try to
of
go
you
for a
do.
sure thing. You had an old dude and a big wagon full of stuff. It didn't really think, and a kid and whatever. Like, it didn't really look like you had much. We had you beat. We had you outnumbered. We thought we were fine.
I do have a question for you. If you are just simple bandits, why are you so afraid of someone else? You should not be working for anyone.
Everyone works for someone, man.
Bandits
And
normally work for themselves.
Until you do not work for someone. Because let me tell you, I almost worked for someone. And now I do not. You do not have to either. You could join us. If you were to make the right decisions. If you know what I mean. I have a question for you. What is your name?
I'm gonna remove the knife from his neck.
Okay.
Ramasha, make a persuasion check. Or performance, I guess, your choice. But it sounded more like persuasion.
Uh, 13.
He says, he just kind of looks out past all of you, past the wagon. And he goes, I accepted my fate when I started stealing from people and killing people. I know what's coming when we get to that town. Since you haven't killed me, I know I'm gonna die shortly after I get there. My name doesn't matter. My cause doesn't matter. And I'm not gonna tell you.
That, my friend, is where you are wrong. The cause always matters. The lives of the people always matter. Your name matters. Whether in good way or bad way is up to you. But your name matters.
Thanks for the life advice, Fuzzy. He says bitterly.
The name, my friend, is Ramasha. You will live to remember it.
He laughs.
And
He kind
then?
of chuckles bitterly.
And then you will tell me your name.
Someday, Ramasha, if I'm still alive, I'll tell you my name.
How much farther do we have?
Like
As of
you're,
right now.
Yeah, probably about 5 minutes out. So you can see the town easily. You're coming right up on it.
Okay, Dominic's just feeling feisty today. I would like to flip him over, cut his ties, and push him from the wagon.
Whoa.
I don't know what I need to roll to do that, but before anybody can stop me, I would like to do that.
Okay, well, there'll be a couple things happening if you want to try to do that. First
Yep.
of all, it would be everybody reacting to Dominic making another quick move because the last time he put a knife to someone's throat. So I
Yeah.
guess that would be stealth against
Stealth?
everybody's perception check.
All right. Well,
Okay. Or
D&D Beyond,
dexterity.
you failed me for dice rolls.
What?
Done.
It might be dexterity, depending. If you try to do it like fast, so
That
nobody
will be
notices.
next. First, it needs to be do people notice?
Okay.
So against our active perception.
Yeah, make a perception check because, like I said, he just did the last time he made a quick movement. Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So
Yeah.
21.
That's fair. Jesus.
Oh,
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
how do you have so many huge pluses?
And so, just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you don't
literally
know about.
Like, you're,
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
good night, good night, everybody.
Attitude.
We'll see you later.
My attitude is huge.
Man,
I love you guys.
love
You
y'all.
love me. You know you love me.
So,
Great. Well, I got a 19 plus 1 for 20. So
Ooh.
dirty 20.
okay.
But
Ashrin, perception
Which is-
check. And Ramasha, what'd you get?
16.
Ooh, are we lagged?
I think we lag.
Yeah, she's
Ashrin,
still
you gotta
dying.
do a dexterity or a perception check.
I would mime rolling it after her comment, you know.
Probably would not be good.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pretty far behind. That sucks. I'm so sorry, Christy. Everybody, we need to
Oh,
save up
no.
and get Christy better internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
15
we'll.
total.
Oh, there it
Hold
was.
15, I think she said.
Okay. So Roland's gonna be close, but that means that you will get to act. You will get to go towards him again before anyone else can react. But
I mean, I'm still on top of him.
okay. That's
yeah,
right, you
and
just took the
technically,
pen
I
back.
had my hand. Technically, I have my hand on him because I took his hand and pushed the hand with the
you're
knife
gonna stand
down.
up and flip the guy over.
Basically.
Or
Yeah.
well, actually, I think his hands are tied. Where are they tied? Behind him or in front of him?
We had
I don't remember how we did that.
I don't know.
Would
how
that
to
be
decide.
an advantage?
What do you mean?
Since Roland has...
sucks.
I'm sorry. Roland has his hand on Dominic. Would that make it advantage?
With perception? Sure. Who has it? Somebody has it. People have inspiration too. A couple people have inspiration.
I do. What? Wait. What does that do? That adds
You
to it,
get
or is that?
you get advantage.
No.
You could use your
You get advantage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I got my hand on him, I'll take my advantage roll.
Yeah,
if I
that's
get
fine.
if I get better than that, I'll be happily amazed.
You'll just be able to kind of be
I
like,
do-
"Whoa, what are you doing?"
I do not. My 19 plus 1 for 20 stands.
Okay. Masha.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the inspiration. Here we go. No, I did worse.
Okay, so Dominic is going to stand up, turn the guy over, and make an attack roll on the rope.
Okay. Just with my dagger.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Natural one.
Oh, and that's
27.
So go ahead and roll damage on the rope.
I'm just gonna
And
Kiss
the thing
my
is
dice.
here,
Keep that one.
Because
right.
I think that because all of you will want to react this time, I'm assuming, after this, which was like sort of everyone got surprised by Dominic's quick actions. What we're going to do for what happens next is do a quick initiative roll. That way each person
Okay.
will get to react in order.
9 damage.
Okay,
on
so the rope, you slice right through it, and so standing up, moving him, slicing through it, that uses up that couple of seconds. So everyone roll initiative.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, no, the other part of it was to literally just boot him out of the truck. or
Right,
out of
but
the
that would be
wagon.
another action. And the way I want to handle this at this point, because it's getting so complicated, is
Okay.
similar to combat.
I'm sorry, I'm
That's
just
okay.
complicating things.
So you booting him out is going to be contingent upon what other people get to do if they get to react before you.
My initiative is 24.
Ooh, 22.
Jesus. 7.
18 minus 1 for 17.
And the prisoner rolled a nat 1, so So I guess you are booting him off of the wagon. And so you're right outside town. Like you're 5-10 minutes outside of town. There's even like, you can clearly see the gates, and I guess I'll have to see if anyone notices this happening. So what are you gonna do after you boot him?
I'm just gonna say, you've gotten your chance. Hopefully you'll respect us later.
And who was next in the order of that initiative roll?
Me.
Okay, Ramasha, what are you going to do in reaction?
I'm going to stand up and just look off at the person just... What happens when they get thrown off the wagon? That's my big question.
Currently,
I
this is
assume
happening
tumbling.
while they're tumbling, because they're going to be the last to act.
All right, so they're just like... Bah, 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 bah.
Like, this is happening as, Dominic
Like
is
mid-air.
booting him off.
Like
yeah.
mid-air.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm just going to stand up and just look at that, and then look at Dominic. He's like, "What are you doing?
Saving
you are
his
so
life.
a teenager."
You're not wrong.
Are you
But
gonna,
again, I've seen more of the world than you think.
Are you going to take any actions, Ramasha?
We cannot protect him if he's there. I'm going to jump down and I'm going to pick him up.
Jumping down and trying to catch him, maybe?
He's rolling.
Well, this is all happening in a round. That's why I wanted to
It's
roll
like
this.
he's mid. Imagine
Yeah.
he's like mid-air right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you going to be trying to jump down and catch him as it happens? And
Yeah, I'm saying this as I'm just like, I just like turn and look at this happen and look at him. What are you doing? And we're just going to
jump down.
like jump
Okay,
down.
so go ahead. Make an athletics check since the wagon is moving. Not athletics.
Oh, love it.
Acrobatics.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Ramasha just like
Jesus.
feline, naturally, gracefully jumps off the wagon.
25.
I
Is
gave
ready
one
to
of my
catch
9
him.
lives for this.
And I think Roland's next, right? You'll be
I was
ready.
17. Ashrin?
7, I think.
I get a 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, your lag is better now. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
We'll see how long it lasts.
I'll give it 20 minutes.
Okay, Roland.
Wow.
All right. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna see the same thing. Look at Dominic, and go, kiddo. He's got to pay for his crimes one way or another. Kicking him out of here isn't gonna do anything. It's not gonna help him.
Are you going to take any action?
Outside of that, I guess I got my hand on him, so I guess the only action I'd really consider doing would be like grabbing him and jerking him around so he's facing me.
Okay. I guess that would be a contested athletics, or like kind of like an attack roll up, but with athletics kind of thing.
That's up to you.
He's already
You tell me
taken
what to
his-
do,
he's
not
already
do
taken
it.
his action, so just strength check, I guess, unless you have athletics as a skill.
I do.
Okay, so then you can do an athletics check.
All right. Nope.
But
It says
he's
D&D Beyond's
old.
failed me sometimes. But you just saw me glowing last night.
Yeah, well, glowing in
Glowing.
acrobatics at 350 years old is different.
Not acrobatics.
300.
Athletics.
300. Don't you give me those extra 50 years, young man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It must be the extra bags.
I'll give you bags with my right hand.
I'll give you my right
hand.
As an 18 plus 6 for 24.
Okay,
Damn.
so I mean, obviously he's just wung you around. He's like, to face him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"What is your problem?"
Yeah.
Um,
I don't say that.
Yeah.
I say, what are you doing, kiddo?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got to
yeah.
pay for his crimes
Yeah.
one way or another, and kicking him out of here isn't going to help him out.
all right, and then Ashrin.
She's just watching this all go down. I don't think she has any impetus to act.
Okay, you're not gonna. Okay.
She's just sitting there eating popcorn.
Just
She's just like,
watching.
seriously, guys, yeah. And Tom's just like, whoa, wait. We're almost to town. Can't you just wait? And so the
Apparently not.
Bandit goes tumbling out and runs, sort of lands, tries to, actually, let me see if he can land standing. Is that enough? Well, he sort of flops to his knees and sort of stands back up all at the same time as Ramasha is just right in front of him, right there waiting. And he sort of just like stands there and looks at you and doesn't move.
So how far away from the wagon are we?
The wagon is moving away from you still at a rate of probably like they're going, I guess the wagon would make a turn and go.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, they're at the end. Let me see real quick.
I could make it back to the wagon without a problem. At this point, I'm literally just going to hold up a finger and look at him. You still owe me a name. And with that, my question to you, my friend. If you do want to run away right now, do you have better chances than if you were with us?
He's going to take the chaos of the moment and not answer, like, just look at you. He's just sort of standing there looking at you, not answering.
If you do not answer me, I'm bringing you back with me. If you wish to get away,
He shrugs.
then you're coming back with me. Scoop!
Are you gonna pick him up and put him over your shoulder?
Yep.
Okay, he doesn't resist.
Scoop!
And the cat man running with the guy on his shoulders.
That man running back. I mean, I can't imagine the wagon's moving super
I can't
fast,
find a
so it probably wouldn't be very hard to catch
yeah.
up.
I mean, they're probably a little bit
Especially
faster
since
than people.
I feel like I would also, like with Tom's reaction about what's going on back there, I would yell something like,
Yeah, he
"Hold
probably
up,
slowed
we
down.
got
He probably slowed
man
down.
overboard.
Yeah.
Hold up, got a man overboard."
Man, oh
While I'm
boy.
still glaring at Dominic.
Am I allowed to actually retort now, or are we
yeah.
still in battle?
Oh, no, young man, you're gonna go to your room and think about what you've done.
So as Ramasha is walking back towards the wagon with the guy, Dominic and Roland, then Astrid, go ahead.
I'm gonna smack. What was it
Do you
that
wanna
you
fight?
said to me a minute ago?
Something about crimes, answering for his, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he's got to
answering for his
answer his crimes one way or another, and letting him go isn't gonna help him out.
Letting him go is the only way that we can help him. Because clearly, something in this town is keeping him from being here, or wanting to be a bandit, or whatever. Like, I don't think you guys really understand exactly what's going on. I've encountered men like this, and befriended people like this. They're normal. They're normal people. Sure, we all have something to live for, but it's not like struggles and 15-year-old. It's not.
15-year-old intensifies.
Clip.
struggles and 15-year-old.
I love it.
It's
That's so
not.
good. That's a good one.
It's not something that we can do. We can't force it out of him. If he doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to go. It's not something that we can particularly actually force out of him. If he doesn't want to give us his name, he doesn't have to give us his name. He may have forgotten that name when he became a bandit. He may have a completely different identity now, and it may not even matter. Where's my accent? What is my accent?
So as
don't know.
Ramasha and the bandit are coming back to the wagon, Roland, can you make an insight check before you answer, please? And Astrid,
I did
you can
not
make one
hear-
too, please. Insight check,
I'm gonna be
please.
honest. No, I know that, but I did not hear anything he said because I had a child come down. So I'm sorry.
To sum it up, it was struggles in 15-year-old. We need to do what's best for him, and if what's best for him is leaving, then we need to do that. Because
Okay.
he could have a completely different life that he has left behind,
Yeah.
and a name wouldn't matter at this point.
And Dominic also
Okay.
expressed that he thinks that something in Fraymore is what the bandit is afraid of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I caught that part. It was just the rest of it.
Ow.
All right.
I got a
insight.
13 for insight.
Insight. Where are you? Ooh, I'm proficient in.
So am I. Which is why it's a +4.
9 plus 4 for 13. I rolled the
Okay.
wrong dice.
Well, you both, you kind of both get the feeling,
Rolled the wrong dice.
that, like, you can decide whether you understand where Dominic is coming from, but you get the feeling he might be possibly, unless he's seeing something you're not, maybe misunderstanding, like that, like it's maybe not as big as it seems, that this guy just, it's not necessarily uncommon for people not to, this guy's intense, but it's not necessarily uncommon for people not to want to talk about their people who have, like, sent them, and he was not, he never actually inferred that the people who sent him were from Freymore, or that he was afraid to go to Freymore, that it was more, the fear was genuinely of, like, what was facing him outside of just the fact that he didn't complete his mission type of thing. Sorry, struggles in DM. Struggles in don't spoil. Don't.
It's all good. It's all good.
There.
All right.
You can, word that how you want, but basically just that it seems like Dominic is like the feeling is that, because I hope I'm reading this right, the feeling is that Dominic thinks that this guy is in some big, huge trouble, and whereas I think that Ashran and Roland have probably more gotten the sense that he's like just another bandit kind of thing. And that, like, he's just...
Am I...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, with a 13, do I get the sense that Dominic is relating to this guy?
Probably. Because Dominic's getting pretty worked up. And it seems like because like you keep saying, you've seen more of the worlds than they think and stuff like that. You can sort of say out to Dominic, this was for your response too. So, what you think about whether it's he's relating to him or not, kind of thing.
All right. Well, at this point, I will say, regardless of the actions that are going to follow him after this, or what's going to happen to him after this, he still has a responsibility to to get punishment for the crimes that he made. What I was trying to do is get him the best punishment possible, and then while in town, we could follow him, tail him, keep an eye on him to figure out the bigger picture of what's going on. It's not stuff like this, which I also have seen before, because I myself have seen plenty of the world. I know that it's not, you just can't make one action and have that be all end all. You have to make a combination of actions to get where you want to go. Letting him go is not going to do anything for him at this point. You think it might, and it might, but it's not going to be the best solution for him, especially with what we could have offered him by staying in town with him. And he also has a responsibility to pay for his crimes.
Life advice with Roland.
And Ashton's going to follow up with, to be perfectly honest, he seemed a bit afraid of whomever he's working for anyway. Maybe letting him go might not be the best idea for him if he thinks they're just going to kill him. Maybe taking him to Freymore and giving him a place where he can at least be safe with, the town leaders or whatever it is they decide might be better off.
By this point, Ramasha has caught up to the wagon as well. What are you doing with the guy as you walk up?
As Ashram is saying, that's precisely my point.
Are you going to keep carrying him, or are you going to put him on the wagon?
I'm going to carry him up and put him on the wagon. How big is he?
He's a regular-sized human, young adult, about 5.5, like 5'7", 5'8".
Am I able to pick him up and put him up on the wagon easily, or do I need to roll for this?
He's regular size, so you can... No, I think he'd be fine.
If I see Ramasha running up, I can grab him and hoof him on board.
Are you trying to put him
too.
up on the seat next to Tom, or just up with everyone else?
Just
like,
up
not
with
up
everybody.
front.
Yeah.
Not up front. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
No. Up with everybody else, and that way we can keep an eye on him. But I'm not worried about tying him down at this
Okay.
point.
He's just sort of sitting there like,
Meh.
meh.
Now that everybody's back on the wagon, I'm gonna go back to my original spot and just sit and look.
Contemplating life.
Meh.
No, I'm skulking.
Meh.
So,
I'm mad. I went to my room.
and with that,
All right.
we shall be pulling up to the gates of Fremore. Does anyone need a break for a bathroom?
I do.
Oh, well, I need a break to apparently get
Yeah.
2 children in
Oh
bed.
gosh. So we'll take a quick
Yay!
BRB. We'll run a raffle, and we will be walking up to the gates. Finally at Fremore! Woo! We'll
We
see you
did
in a
it.
moment.
BRB.
we're back.
Hello.
For now,
Greeting.
Wow.
thank you for your patience. Hope you all got a stretch. Hope you all got to go to the bathroom, get some water, get a snack, get whatever you need, self-care, all that stuff. We have real life stuff going on for Tony. He will be back hopefully. And we ended off finally making it to the outskirts of Fraymore within 5 minutes of getting into town. So all of that drama happened 10-15 minutes away from town, 5-10 minutes away from town, and has now everyone, Dominic's tried heroic actions on the wagon, feeling like he was trying to help this bandit, and the older, maybe wiser people among him have explained to him that might not be helpful to the bandit. And we have come up into town where we come up to a small it's a big settlement / small town. It's not, just like a couple of shacks. You see before you the town of Fraymore. Ashrin and Dominic recognize this town. Dominic's like, long time no see.
Yeah.
Large building, most prominent building in town, as promised on the flyer, is of course the Bargain Bin general store. There's another building across from it and a few other establishments in town. As you come into town, right, like I said, outside of that supply post that is bigger than nearly clearly every building in town, beneath that sign that says the Bargain Bin, you actually see, people milling about the road, but you see two people standing outside of the Bargain Bin, gesturing and talking loudly. Ashrin and Dominic both recognize the halfling among them to be Ben Lightdabble, and Dominic would recognize the other to be Sindel, someone he knew at least in passing before he headed back down to to Hazelport. The halfling man, the elven woman. The elven woman's colorful leather armor is partially charred and burned. And they're in this heated, animated discussion. And as you are coming up closer, the woman's voice is clearer, and she's saying, I told you that I didn't want to have to deal with a chimera. It nearly torched the whole crop. It swooped right out of the sky. It's gonna be back, even though I took a few shots at it and it flew off into the woods. She pulls out this beautiful elven bow and she's miming, taking shots at it. And when I agreed to this gig, you told me that we were just watching your field, and I was thinking maybe, owlbear, something like that at worst, coyotes. You didn't mention that I'd be fighting some 3-headed fire-breathing monstrosity. So the halfling standing before her has his hat in his hands, and he's wringing his hat in his hands, and he's sort of just staring out across the town, and as his eyes reach the wagon and he sees all of you and he recognizes Ashrin, his face lights up and he breaks away from his conversation and comes running up to the wagon, and he's like, Ashrin, you came! And hey, Dominic, you're back too! I can't believe you came. I'm so excited to see you. I need to ask you, do you think that, you know anyone who's ever killed a chimera?
Well, my friend Roland certainly knew a lot about them, so that's why we brought him along. And we thought maybe we might be able to help.
What is this chimera?
Oh, Ben, this is Ramasha. He's a friend of mine from Hazelport. He's also seen quite a lot of the world and knows about a lot of things. Not
It was
Chimera,
a
though,
pleasure.
apparently.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mr. Ramasha. You are quite a large person and quite majestic looking, if I do say so myself. And he has to reach way, well, he actually doesn't even bother because you all are still up on the wagon. He's sort of just nodding and he's like, well, the chimeras are, not really that big of a deal, for strong adventuring types like yourself that have seen so much of the world. No big deal.
Would I actually know what a chimera is?
I think Roland had already explained what he knew about them, and that they are a three-headed beast that can breathe fire. I can't remember what else Tony had remembered. Or
Okay.
Roland.
Territorial.
Oh, they're very territorial, yeah. And so he's like, yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, if you yourself are going to take care of it, then maybe I can just skip the posting fee and just pay you and your friends as soon as I get my crop back. And you can just kill the chimera and it'll all be all said.
I do have a question about
He's
that.
just like,
Yeah, so, my friend Roland did mention that they're quite territorial. Did you know that the chimera was there before you put your crops in?
no.
Did you have anybody scouted out?
No, I bought the land outside of town. Like, it's not far from where your mom's place was, and I needed the crop, the land, because this crop is the one. It's gonna make me. I've been trying to make this my whole life, and it's amazing. It's called Hero's Wort, by the way. It is the best thing ever. It keeps cows fuller for longer. It's gonna revolutionize the industry. And farmers will be able to grow less crops or more food on less land. So that's but I also kind of don't remember exactly what I put into, like, what I was humming along while I was tending the seedlings. So I'm not able to reproduce it from scratch. So I need to get the seeds this harvest for next year. Which, Sindel and her friends are watching the field, but I just need someone to take care of that pesky chimera, It's no big deal. And anyone can make an insight check if they want.
Yeah, I'm going to be making an insight check, all right. Not that it'll do me any good, the way I roll.
11.
Ooh,
Oh,
I used all of my good rolls up.
12.
It's okay, it's not difficult.
I got a 16.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's not bad. We'll keep this dice around.
Yeah, you can tell that he does not know what he's talking about, but that what he does know is that they are dangerous. He says, he's like, well, I would be happy to pay a couple of 100 gold if you can just get rid of it, and it won't be anyone's problem anymore. If you have questions, Sindel knows a lot about chimeras. She's like a really good hunter, and Sindel's like, I have elven knowledge. We all know a lot about beasts. And he's like, yeah, so she can help you with that if you're all set with you're just gonna if you're all set with killing it.
Well, I mean, we could certainly try. What do you think? What do you think, boys?
I need to turn back on.
Yeah, I just saw. I got it. Sorry.
Okay.
What did I miss? No, I'm kidding.
I think it's possible, but we're going to need some supplies, for sure.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, we can work out a deal with if you need any supplies from my shop, and if you need anything fronted to get anything ahead of time, I'm sure I can scrape up if you need supplies, but I think Sindel will know the most about what you need to deal with it. And Sindel sort of walks up and she says, sorry, I don't mean to pry. She takes a rolled cigarette from behind her ear, lights it up, and she like blows some
Does she have
smoke out in
a
front of
pack
her.
rolled up into her sleeve
Just
too?
one behind her ear, yeah, for now that you can see. And she puts the smoke out in front of her as if to make a big debut. And the smoke has a somewhat like piney scent. And as she exhales,
Pining for tobacco.
as she exhales, the woman smiles and extends a bloody ash-covered hand and says, "Huzzah, Sindel Trueshot, leader of the Low Elves and archer extraordinaire. What exactly makes you think you're qualified to take on a chimera? Do you
Instantly, I'm going to take up her hand.
Hold on. Do you,
Okay.
Oh, you can take her hand, sure. Do you, know anything about them? How they move? How they attack? How much they enjoy playing with their food before they eat it? And then she
My
allows
dear
you to
woman.
take her hand.
My dear woman, I do not know anything about it, but I'm hoping you could tell me more.
Go ahead, Dominic.
Out of character, would she have, like, would we have sparred? I know her, but would we have sparred, or would she have taught me anything as far as archery goes?
She's only been around for a couple of days, but you probably could have whenever you would have talked in the tavern and stuff like that. She absolutely loves to go on and on about her experience, and she has filled your ear with information that you are not sure how much of it is true. But she has a beautiful bow. Her party seems to follow her, and she has an air of confidence that you have yet to see questioned, but because she has not fought anybody or anything like that. And she says, save fighting for when you really need to. You could have gone out shooting for hunting, and you have seen that she is an excellent shot if you did that.
Okay.
And for anyone martially trained, so Roland, oh wait, that would, yeah, you can
We're both
kind of
fighters.
see, okay, both Roland and Ramasha,
Yep.
you can kind of see now and as later on as it comes, that like, she handles herself with extreme confidence and extreme grace. But occasionally she sort of like does little things where you're like, people who were trained wouldn't stand like that. Not that it's suspicious, just that like maybe she acts like she knows more than she does, kind of thing.
It's okay. Ramasha's after is flirting at this point. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
and I am like, kiddo, chimeras? Let me tell you about chimeras. And I want to roll into, literally and metaphorically, well, I mean, literally, it's
Yeah.
up to you. Literally or metaphorically flex into my experience with chimeras.
if you want to go ahead with how much Roland knows, as far as if he's like going, sure, I'll trade stories with you.
Yeah. Basically, that's what I would want to do. Be like,
So
I
like the
remember
time you
one
fought a
time when I
wyvern.
ran into. Well, I remember one time I ran into a chimera about 200 years ago. It was 200, 210. The details get a little fuzzy, but when me and my party ran into one on the, when we were traveling, we ran into one on the outskirts of.
You said you did fight one?
It didn't. It wasn't one of my core stories.
Yeah, that's fine.
But-
Ashrin and
but I would
Roland,
say it's
you
fair-
both have a pretty high passive perception, right?
Mine's 16. And hers is 17, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so you both can
Yeah.
make
Mine's 17.
you both notice her eyes briefly go wide when you start to say like, oh yeah, I faced one of those ones, and she's like,
Yeah. So I could be like, yeah. So I want to do something to the extent of like, I remember when we had to fight one outside of, Jamith. Let me tell you, like the different the key. Here's the key. The key when you fight a chimera, and I like go into detail about like you gotta what you have to do in a specific scenario. I'm like, oh, and don't forget about this part, and I let you let me know how much detail I go into, but that's what I do.
Okay, so she's like I said, she kind of has to collect herself. She is, to the perceptive of you, among you, she visibly is like, oh my god, you actually have fought a chimera. And she's like, well, yeah, they definitely have 3 heads, and one's a goat, one's a dragon, one's a lion. So it's a lot of heads. And she, by that point she's calmed herself, or she's kind of cooled herself, and
I'm gonna look right at her at this point.
So you're saying we should probably use some bait?
It's funny you say that, because I was going to say, that if you're dead set on getting eaten by a chimera, you should at least make it hard on the beast, What you need is some chimera's bane. It's an old elven trick, but with a little tinkering by yours truly. Proprietary, of course, so not available in stores. But it's pretty easy to make if you have the ingredients. Here, she searches around her pockets and pulls out a scrap of parchment, pulls an arrow out of her quiver, scrapes some soot off of her armor, and sort of starts writing on the paper with the arrow. She writes out this list of this list on a piece of paper, and she hands it to Ramasha, who was holding her hand. And she says, take this list, grab these ingredients, and that should be able to help. And I'm going to read it off. I was trying to type it out before we got to this point, but I didn't. I'm sorry. So it's this piece of paper. It says Chimera's Bane. It's a recipe. Mix 2 lizard eyes with 8 dragonfly wings, with 1 handful each of sage blossom, wizard's breath, and muck root, muddled to mash. And like I said, I will type this out for you guys. And then combine with 2 pints of goblin knot, KNOT. Stir over a fire, over a heat for 4 to 6 hours, preferably outdoors, until well combined. Let cool before applying, unless you're immune to fire, in which case, lucky you get to be the chimera bait. That was just a comment she wrote at the end.
Ooh, most excellent. Thank you.
I'm instantly going to take the note and pass it over to whoever's closest, Ashrin, Dominic, whoever.
Probably Ashrin.
I'm just locking eyes.
She was
with
talking to
Carl.
Ben. Yeah.
Most excellent. Yes. I'll have to look at that later. For now, I look at you.
She's like, well, thank you. You're easy on the eyes yourself. She puts the half-smoked cigarette out on her armor, and then she tucks the remainder back into her pocket, and she's like, well, good luck out there. You're gonna need it. Just remember, if you see a chimera, the worst thing you can do is show fear. The second worst thing you can do is to let it eat you raw. Because letting it cook you first, better to let it cook you first. Better to... being burned alive is better than being eaten alive. Maybe. Huzzah! And with that, she skips off towards the tavern, something night.
She's funny.
Peaceful
She's
night?
funny.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I'm
funny.
feeling
She's, yeah,
and
in character, I'm like, she's funny. Has no idea what she's doing, but she's funny.
I must
Dominic
say,
is thinking to
judging-
himself, I used to think she was hot. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ben-
Instantly at this point, I'm just like,
flirting typically goes much better than that.
She winked at you
And,
before she headed off, by the way, Ramasha. And
Oh yeah, she did.
Ben smiles and shakes his head, and he says, she is a bit of an odd duck, but pretty steady with the bow. I didn't know that she was a smoker.
Actually, before she, as she was starting to take off, I'm gonna like ask after she like takes off, just like I'd like towards her.
Have you shot many unicorns?
She keeps walking. And Ben's like, unicorns? Looks at Ashrin. What?
Why?
I
I'm
don't-
gonna
don't
look at
worry
him and
about
just
it.
go.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
But Ben's like,
Don't worry about
well,
it.
yeah.
Thing hysterically.
Like I said, I didn't know that. I didn't know until today that she was a smoker, but yeah, I don't know. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Does this list of ingredients seem legit? Would I be able to look at it and go
Great
like, yeah, that makes
question.
sense, or would I go, this makes no sense?
You can either make an arcane or nature check, probably. Anyone who looking at the list can do that. Or if you think of a
I
related
would-
check that is better suited, you can ask me. But I think either nature or arcana.
Yeah. Nope. I almost.
I'm gonna make an Arcana check just to see.
I will make a
if
nature.
I've heard
I will make a
anything.
nature check then. Unless maybe could I
Nice.
argue you for survival?
For knowing that the ingredients seem legit, sure.
I did
Yeah,
a nature
like
check.
the ingredients are legit, and that combined together do what she says would happen.
For Chimera's Bane, it'll be a separate, like whether it is, yeah. So go ahead and do the check for the ingredients and stuff with survival. That's fine.
Okay.
And Ashrin,
wait,
you did Arcana, and
I did
Dominic's
an
doing nature. So go ahead,
Arcana check.
Ashrin.
I rolled.
I got a
It's not-
15.
15.
It's not quite. 14 plus 4 for 18.
And Dominic.
Ooh.
18.
All right. So, on the ingredients, it seems. Where are we? Yeah, it seems that all of these. Well, first of all, the first few ingredients: lizard eyes, dragonfly wings, sage blossoms, wizard's breath. Those all things are sage blossom. All those things are things you've all heard of. Like those are real things.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
the wizard's breath, muck root, goblin knot, like they sound new. Like you don't necessarily know exactly of those, but they don't necessarily sound fake either. And the full list itself, both, I guess actually all of you might be able to sort of work this out. It seems similar to a concoction that's used to keep griffin mounts from destroying their saddles and from being aggressive with their handlers. But that the name Chimera's Bane is new. You've never heard of actual something to protect against chimeras, but
Okay.
it seems similar to something used on giant winged beasts to kind of keep them almost like when you put something on your nails to stop from biting your nails kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I take
It's
a peek at the list.
Chew
And I'm like, yeah. Well, chew guard.
It's chew guard.
All right.
Stuff we spray on
Yes.
animals' bandages to keep them from chewing on it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So I guess I'll look at it and go, well, this. I'll admit this looks legit. So I guess it wouldn't hurt to at least follow the instructions to make it. I don't know if I trust the source, but at least the materials are in order, I would say.
Ben, if you shared that with him at all, could also, and actually probably Ashrin and maybe Dominic might know, that actually a place to find most of this stuff might be over at Scribbles and Nibs. His apothecary, the arcane shop across from the bargain bin. And Haldareth is a former adventurer himself, so he might know some of those items on the end of the list that don't look familiar to you.
Oh.
Well, if this is something we're going to do, we should probably go over to Scribbles and Nibs. If
That's an
you,
excellent
Ben,
idea.
don't have anything on this list.
I don't.
Ben looks at it. No,
So-
this wouldn't be here. Yeah, you definitely would find that over at Haldareth's place.
Out of all the things that Roland would know, what were some of the ways that Roland prepared before?
What do you
For
mean?
fighting the Chimera?
Yes.
Well, fire breath, so we did, like, we had potions of fire protection, which IRL give you resistance to fire damage. That was one thing. We were pretty heavily we were, like, because we were contracted, by a fairly large group to deal with this. Because we were, they handed, like, we had a pretty big supply of stuff to handle it. So I don't know if our resources are going to be quite the same, but one of the big things was the fire protection.
Okay. Did your group just outright just run and kill it, or and like its lair, or did they trap it?
We killed it. Most of our missions back then were kill. We didn't trap. So.
Okay. Well,
I think we might also need some supplies in addition to whatever these ingredients are. So some of us want to head out and get over to Scribbles and Nibs and get some of these ingredients, and maybe the rest of us see what Ben has for health potions and maybe other things and the like.
That sounds like a plan.
Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, so both Astrid and Dominic would probably know that it's kind of hard to see, but in Scribbles and Nibs, all you have to do is find the door. Like, there isn't like a big entrance, but there's a little sign above the door that says enter. And so, you can walk around and find that. So what are you going to do about the guy and the bodies?
Oh, yeah. I imagine myself and Roland will take care of that.
Yep.
All right, so are you going to stay at the wagon and deal with that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But before Dominic goes, I want to catch him real quick.
Okay.
Catch these hands.
Catch these gains.
These gains.
Gains.
Brains.
I just want to say,
Gains.
like, before you head off, your head's in the right place. But you and I need to have a talk about why I acted the way I did and what my concerns were. We don't have to do it now. Because we got the mission in front of us to deal with. But
The mission.
But I owe you an explanation.
In his head, he's thinking, I owe you nothing. But
Well,
he
I didn't
says...
tell you to owe me anything. I
No.
said, I owe you an...
It's an inner
sorry.
15-year-old's monologue, okay?
I know. Sorry.
He's gonna just nod at you and walk away.
All right.
Yes, Father.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad.
Pretty much. It's happening, kid.
That's our
It's
entire
happening.
relationship in
It's
this
gonna be that.
campaign.
It's really gonna be that at this point.
I'm okay
It's
with
got
it.
off to such a good start, and then it took a turn.
Hey, whoa. We're still good.
So it took a turn. So then we will do. So you two are gonna go to Scribbles and Nibs together, and then Ramasha and Roland are gonna figure out what to do with this guy. And I mean, Ben, Ashrin, or Dominic could tell you that you're gonna be looking for the town sheriff, the guy that worries about stuff, they don't have like a police force and a town watch. It's mostly volunteer
There's
based
like
and
a
stuff like that.
constable or something.
Yeah. And his name is Ridge Dupree.
Ridge.
I'm
my God,
assuming
that is an
Ridge
amazing name.
Dupree.
Ridge
That
Dupree.
is
That is a great
amazing.
name. It's
Ridge
like Chick
Dupree.
Bowdry.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, that's where my brain went. Chick Beaudry. I want him to be wearing
Ridge
dusters.
Dupree.
Ridge
I
Dupree.
know. And he jingles when he wants.
And so Ben says, I
Tumbleweed.
think Ridge is
Tumbleweed.
probably making his rounds. If you want to just hang out here, he'll probably walk by within the next 15 minutes or so, or maybe a little
Excellent.
longer.
Perfect. We'll wait for him. In the meantime, Ben, question for you. The other supplies that we might need, the health potions, the things to keep us alive. Is
Well-
this something you could potentially gather for us?
They might find health potions over at Scribbles, if he has any. I have general goods. I have a general store. I don't know what I don't think I have any special items right now as far as unique things. It's been kind of a quiet winter. But I have all the general supplies you could need if you need to stock up on anything.
If you could please gather those supplies for me in the meantime.
Do you have a list?
I'll stay here. The
Yeah.
only list we've got is that list that she just
Oh no,
gave us.
those supplies.
Yeah,
no,
no,
everything on that list
yeah,
is
so-
magical components.
Yeah. So I turned to Ben and be like, "Yeah, Ben, if you could, rustle up, like, some food rations, like a couple days worth of food rations. I'd say if you
Ammunition,
got
maybe?
any rope, couple 100 feet of rope, and you wouldn't happen to have any like bandage kits, not necessarily health potions, but like bandage kits or anything like that, would you?"
We do have at least one, probably like healer's kit, medicine kit type of thing. It's the equivalent of like a first aid kit. I think I got one of those
Yeah.
somewhere. At least
Yeah,
one.
if you could rustle that up, that for us, I think that would be great. That'll give us some base supplies on top of what we got already. Just cause you never know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah, and if you think of anything else, just let me know. I'll go check that out. He says, I couldn't be more thankful. You know, you gotta understand, I've been working hard on this, and this crop is just about ready. And it's gonna change the farming industry forever. This is my break. I've been putting my life into this. And you're really
All right.
saving my neck here, so thank you so
Hey.
much.
you know, like I said, any friend of Ashrin is a friend of mine.
Oh,
And
Ashlyn,
if-
she's
and-
great, isn't she? How's she
She
been
is.
doing down
She's
in
the best.
Hazelport? Are you her friend that she has been taking care of her?
Yes, Roland Longbeard, and I stick my hand out.
And if you were here, of course, Ashlyn would be rolling her eyes at guys talking about taking care of her.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I would know that too.
Dominic and I have already walked away then.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but I stick my hand out and be like, "Hey, all I did was help get her off her feet. She's been taking care of herself just fine."
She always has. Just like her mother, she's a strong woman.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been doing good, taking care of herself, you know, holding down steady employment, which is always good. That's good these days for any of us. I was one of the first people she ever got to know when she moved to Hazelport. What was that? 6 years ago, I
think
believe.
it has
Yeah.
been, 5 or 6 years now. Wow, she's
yeah.
been gone so long. Time flies.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But yep, she's good. She's a good kiddo. Good kiddo.
So let's see. Where do we want to move to? Do you two have anything else you want to do on the wagon or whatever before we go to Ashton and Dominic? Oh, and then we'll be wrapping up because actually it's 10:45.
Is the other guy doing anything? The guy on the wagon?
He's same look, just sitting there dejectedly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I turn to Ramasha and I say, like, yeah, at this point I don't really think he's going to give us anything, but I think it wouldn't be bad to keep tabs on him. And I'm like whispering this so that he can't hear.
This is
just try to
exactly what I was thinking, my friend.
Keep tabs on him as best as we can while we're in town, so.
I'm wondering if maybe he should know something we don't, but in the meantime, we shall give him good justice.
The people he runs into will tell us what we need to know, which I'm sure can be something you understand. So,
All right.
yeah, on that, I think we're just chilling, waiting for Constable Dupree.
Do you want to go into the store right now, or do you
Free.
want to close it here? Christy and Dee.
Might be kind of a longer conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
say-
as far as, it would be like either starting the conversation and ending soon or not starting it.
Yeah.
We can close it with the doors opening.
Yep. They walk in.
Finally
A
made it
shopping
to
episode. I love it.
Yeah, it will be.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
shopping
Walgreens.
spree. Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, wait.
No, not that kind of
How
shopping spree.
about we get a description? How about we walk in the door and we get a description of the shop and then we end?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
I like that.
All right. So yeah, I mean, you both have been to this shop before. You know that it's never been a well advertised area. It's almost as if he's not trying to get customers, even though he is trying to get customers. Haldareth is a very unique gentleman. He's an older human man. I think he's a human man. I might eat my words later.
Retcon.
The door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit shop. There are candles placed at varying heights in odd nooks and crannies among the room's shelves and display cases. The air is thick with innumerable scents and a fair amount of dust. A raven on a perch near a window watches your movements with intensity. You hear a voice boom from above. "I'll be down in a jiff." And you look around and you see all around you just these like shelves with wild bottles. There's where is it? There's like herbs and stuff just like growing on the side of in like pots and stuff like that. There's just stacks and stacks and stacks of boxes, all scrawled labeling, spell-focused items, blank books, parchment, ink bottles, just spell. It doesn't look like they're necessarily on display as much as they're just like all clutter everywhere, and there's no real logic to the organization of the room. And then, like I said, other than there's the raven sitting in the corner just looking at you.
I love it.
And you hear the groans in the ceiling as assumedly Haldareth is moving around above you on his way down. And that is where we shall end it for now.
Yay.
Unfortunately, which thankfully at least we've been sort of able to keep things to our time limits, but it is unfortunately time to get back to the real world, which we will have some exciting things to do next session, and things are heating up. Ooh. But speaking of next session, the campaign session will not happen until at least the first week of 2023. We will post plenty of announcements so that you can see what the schedule will look like. We hope everyone has a wonderfully safe and happy holiday season, that you are able to do and be with the people that you want to be with in any capacity that you can. We will be having non-campaign streams. We will be active in some way, shape, or form to keep you all up to date on what's happening. And other than that, this campaign is on a cliffhanger, and hopefully our heroes will save the day and defeat the monster very soon.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So until next time, adventurers, this has been Reality Break, and we will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Wanna play D&D, but my kids keep waking up, and it makes it really hard to play.